Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out. This is episode 178 and the first new show of 2021. I did take last weekend off, which I rarely do, to hit the reset button, if you will. But excited for 2021 and looking forward to highlighting the best tech trends for you each week, whether you're tuning in on your local radio station or via the Tech It Out podcast. Oh, and starting next weekend, we're going to be covering a lot of the Consumer Electronics Show news. That's right, the CES is next week. But for the first time, it won't be in Las Vegas because of the pandemic, but rather online only. A virtual CES. Very strange to me, but next week should still be fun. So in a week from now, I'll bring you highlights from the show. But we have a great Tech It Out for you today. We're going to chat with GoPro in a moment about the results of its $1 million video contest. We're going to learn about robotic lawyers with DoNotPay. The creator of LiquidText will drop by to tell us about its award-winning app for phones, tablets, and computers. And we're going to talk about Rockstar Bingo. This is a new game to play that, as you can guess, fuses music with bingo. And they've got a code to share with us to unlock the premium version for less, which is great. All of this and more on an all-new Tech It Out, powered by ASUS, which I'll tell you more about shortly. But let's officially start the show with our first interview. What's the only thing better than shooting video on a GoPro? It's when you can win a piece of the $1 million challenge for doing so. Joining us on the line to chat about this annual contest, which might get you interested in the next one, we're joined on the line by Rick Lockery. He's GoPro's VP of Global Marketing and Communications. Welcome to the show, Rick. I hope your holidays were enjoyable.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Now, before we talk about the $1 million challenge, tell us a bit about GoPro. I think a lot of our listeners are familiar with the brand, but in case they're not, or they don't know what's new, fill us in.
Yeah, so GoPro, we make probably the world's most versatile camera, as well as apps to help you tell your story. Our cameras, the GoPro Hero camera, and the latest one is the GoPro Hero 9. Available all sorts of retailers around the world and at GoPro.com. But GoPro was founded way back in 2002. And what most people don't realize is that the first GoPro camera was actually a film-based camera. So it was a 35 millimeter film camera that you wore on your wrist. It was in a waterproof housing, and you popped it up to take a picture, and then you strapped it back down onto your wrist. It was fashioned from ankle leash for surfing, and that's how Nick Woodman, who is the CEO and founder of the company, that's kind of the original idea for GoPro. So a lot of people are always like, oh yeah, I had Hero 1 or Hero 2, but they don't realize that there was that film camera back in 2004.
That's a little fun fact. I didn't know that, and I'm a techie, so that's pretty cool. But what we're talking about here are, correct me if you don't like the phrasing, but I call these like action cams or adventure cams. You could put them anywhere, capture the most amazing footage, and then share it with those who matter. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's fair. There, and the market research folks, they classify it as an action camera, and it is, and because of the durability of it, the waterproof of it as well. But they are used for all sorts of different activities beyond action sports, and a lot in Hollywood as well.
Oh, cool. Anecdotally, my son was helping me load the dishwasher after dinner last night, and he looked down and he said, "Hey, Dad, did you see that video on YouTube where someone put a GoPro in their dishwasher and put it on slow-mo and was able to like capture what the dishwasher was doing that we can't see because the door is closed?" So even just the most creative things that people come up with, or they'll attach a GoPro to like an eagle, which you can find often on YouTube or on GoPro, right? You guys have a section with some of the videos that you can see.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. It's those unique perspectives and looks that you can't get with any other type of camera. Amazing, like on the back of an eagle. And one that was fantastic was this rescue down in South Pacific who raised a pelican and taught it to fly, put a GoPro on it, and it's the most, you just simply Google GoPro and pelican and you'll see the video. It's such a great video.
Awesome. All right. So without further ado, Rick, let's now chat about the third annual $1 Million Challenge. What's it all about?
Yeah. So the $1 Million Challenge, basically what we were just talking about is, we put it out there to our community. Show us the radness, the awesomeness that exists out in the world and the creativity. And this is the third year in a row that we've been doing it, and each year gets better, and each year we're more amazed at some of the stuff that gets captured. And sure, there's definitely going to be the action sports and the wingsuit, base jumping, moto, all that stuff. You see some amazing things. But then there's like just the shots that you just did not realize someone could get. And that's what's so exciting about the $1 Million Challenge, and more so about our community at large and how they're out there living their best lives, capturing and sharing these experiences in unique ways.
What were the requirements for the challenge? I think they had to shoot the footage on a Hero 9 Black camera, right?
That's it. That's exactly it. That was the only requirement. Each year we do this as a way to celebrate the launch of the new camera. And it's kind of a way of going and asking our community to create our launch video for us. Now, obviously, we can't send a whole bunch of new cameras to people before the camera comes out. So it's kind of a little bit backwards that our launch video really comes out after the camera's out there. But that's why we do it so close to launch, because it's just a great way to celebrate what the new camera is all about.
We're chatting with Rick Lockery. He's the VP of Global Marketing and Communications at GoPro. We're learning about this $1 Million Challenge, third annual one. And I know there's a highlight reel video you can tell us about in a moment, Rick. But also, I would love to call out that you have awarded $18,000, almost $18,000 into the pockets of, 56 different creators? Is that right?
That's correct. So yes, that's what the math comes out to for the $1 Million Challenge. We split it evenly amongst the creators that we pick. Each year it's a different number. Last year it was a little less, but generally it's not going to be higher than that because we keep the video down to 2 minutes. So you're only going to have so many clips that you're going to put in there.
Sure.
And this year, yes, there's 56 recipients from representing 21 different countries around the world. And so they each took a even share of that $1 million, which comes out to be just about $18,000.
Wow. And how many submissions overall did you get?
We had over 29,000 submissions this year. So it's.
I hope you did not have to go through all those to you yourself.
We do. For me, the one that I saw that really kind of blew me away is the speed flying or parasailing.
Yeah.
The one guy, well, there's two different ones. There's one where he kind of tips across the autumn leaves of trees and like brushes against the trees. And then there's another one where the person is on a beach and just goes right in between these rock croppings. And that stuff's thrilling. I mean, obviously there's also the one where the guy's having a cup of coffee, and as they pan out, you realize he's standing on top of a hot air balloon, and then some other dude buzzes him in a plane. That's pretty spectacular too. So
wow.
There's no shortage of wow moments for sure.
Okay, so let's wrap up on that then, Rick. Is there a place where we can see each of these 56 finalists, all their 2-minute videos or less, or a highlight reel that has clips from presumably all of the creators in one video?
Yeah, so that would be the $1 Million Challenge final video.
Okay.
Best place to come see it is at GoPro, at our GoPro.com, and at our blog. So you can simply go GoPro.com/news and you'll see it there, or just simply go to YouTube and go to our GoPro YouTube page and you'll find it front and center there as well.
Okay, very cool. And if anybody's listening that would like to enter for the 2021 contest, assuming there is one, are there any instructions here?
You know what, better yet, we always have awards challenges going. So throughout the year, so the next one coming up will be around GoPro Snow. We actually have a GoPro for a Cause challenge that we're really proud of as well, that we actually haven't officially announced it, but if you go to GoPro.com/awards, you'll see all these different challenges. And this particular challenge is nominating and celebrating heroes in our world and our community. So these are people that are just doing great things, and we want to shine a light on those people. So again, all these different challenges, they go throughout the course of the year, and when the next $1 million challenge comes up, you can find all the information there, and that's GoPro.com/awards.
All right, Rick, congratulations. I can't wait to check out that video at GoPro.com. Thank you for your time. All the best for 2021. Stay healthy. Good to chat with you. Thank you again.
You too, Mark. Thanks so much.
This show, Tech It Out, is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, smartwatches, and much more. They even have a line of gaming gear called ROG, or Republic of Gamers, which is awesome. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out when we learn about DoNotPay, a robotic lawyer. That's right. We'll be right back.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. Hey, it's 2021, so perhaps this is the year you get a robot lawyer. Now, I know it sounds like science fiction. They do exist today. Well, at least in digital form. So we're not talking about, the Terminator representing you in court or anything. Or not yet, anyways. But DoNotPay is an app that's launching a new service that you'll likely want to hear about. Joining us on the line to chat is Joshua Browder, CEO of DoNotPay. Welcome to the show, Josh, and Happy New Year to you.
Thanks so much for having me. Happy New Year.
Now, before we talk about DoNotPay email, which is a new service tied to DoNotPay, tell us what DoNotPay is all about, if you will.
DoNotPay is the world's first robot lawyer, and it started out helping me fight my parking tickets. There are all these things in life that if you know the right things to say, you can save a lot of time and money, but you shouldn't have to pay a lawyer hundreds of dollars an hour to get access to your legal rights. So DoNotPay will get you refunds, cancel subscriptions, beat your traffic tickets, all in the purpose of beating corporations and fighting government bureaucracy.
And I know there's a new service called DoNotPay email, but just before we get to that, so this is an app. You just type in some information, or how does DoNotPay work sort of at a high level? And then let's dive into the new service.
At a high level, DoNotPay will take what it knows about you and save you money. So that can be you coming to DoNotPay with a problem, like getting one of those pesky parking tickets, or DoNotPay, you can connect your bank account and it will show you all of the subscriptions that you need to cancel that you've maybe forgot about, things like gym memberships or streaming services. And DoNotPay jumps through the hoops for you. So for some gyms, they make you in 2020 send a legal letter or visit in store just to cancel and stop them billing at you every month. So DoNotPay does that for you.
Okay, awesome. With that in mind, Joshua, now let's talk about DoNotPay email. What is it exactly?
DoNotPay email allows you to connect your email and get savings just from the emails you receive. So, for example, if you receive a receipt for that in-flight Wi-Fi that doesn't work, DoNotPay will surface that for you and say, do you want a refund at the click of a button? It's kind of like consumer protection on top of your emails.
Okay. And is it AI at work here? Is it artificial intelligence that is like you're allowing it to scan your email and look for anything that it might be able to help you with?
Yes, it's very advanced AI because we're a team of 10 people in San Francisco and we have over 1 million customers. So we're not here sitting classifying emails and typing out these documents ourselves. DoNotPay does this automatically, and we've built very advanced models to do it for consumers.
So maybe you can walk us through how it works. Like maybe, a sample scenario, like you said, bad in-flight Wi-Fi or a subscription that you forgot about, a gym that you haven't visited because of COVID or whatever reason, that it walks you through it. But you do allow it to scan your emails, as you said. And on a related note, I'm sure some listeners would be concerned about privacy. So maybe you can address that as well.
So how it works is it will identify a case, and then you can initiate it at the tap of a button. And most of the time, the details of the case are actually contained in the email. So it's a single click and you get a refund for something like in-flight Wi-Fi that doesn't work. And what it will do is it will use the information in the email to generate a legal notice and send that to the right place, with bots doing all the clicking and even mailing stuff through something called an API through the mail. In terms of privacy, first of all, DoNotPay does not, we're a subscription business. It costs $3 a month. So we don't sell data or have any advertisements. But beyond that, you have complete control over what to share with DoNotPay. So you can use the DoNotPay email service and forward emails that you want an answer to, or you can give it complete access. But that's up to you, and it works the same regardless.
Okay, so you don't share the data with anyone, but your software is combing through my emails, for example, with my consent, and it's looking for keywords and things like that. So that's something that your subscribers have to sort of wrap their head around first and be comfortable with, right?
That's right. But if you just wanted a refund on one email, you wouldn't even have to give us access. You could just forward it to your DoNotPay email, and that would work too. Okay,
so if we wanted to manually do this, I can just forward a message somewhere to the email address that's created. So let's say it's mark@donotpay.com. Otherwise, the automated and probably easier way to do it is to have you scan your inbox for anything suspicious, right?
And that's right. And you have the choice between privacy and convenience. So we give that choice to your users. And we also give you a cool DoNotPay.com email. So when you give that out, you might get some strange looks.
Got it. All right. So you walked us through the pricing, $3 a month, certainly a reasonable amount. There's no other fees on top of that, even if you have your company take care of a lot of services for you, or you only have one a year, it's the same rate?
It's unlimited access. We have bots do everything, and so we don't have to pay anyone to actually do the work. So that's why it's so cheap.
All right. What's the best place to get going? And what do you recommend? What's the best? Is it the app first, or is DoNotPay email something separate from the app?
It's all included at DoNotPay.com. And my favorite product is suing robocallers. Even in 2020, robocallers are still a problem since 1990s to 2020. And I think that you can actually get a lot of money suing them under this really obscure federal law called the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. So make money suing robocallers as number one on DoNotPay.com.
So you can sick your robo-lawyer against the robocallers and come out ahead, perhaps.
That's right. What a time to be alive.
All right. DoNotPay.com is the best place to get going. We've been chatting with Joshua Browder, CEO of the company. It sounds intriguing. I got to check this out. I appreciate your time, and I wish you a happy and healthy year ahead. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
What do you think of the idea behind DoNotPay? You can hit me up on social media to share your thoughts. It's Mark Saltzman, Mark with a C, Saltzman with a Z, on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out when we learn all about LiquidText, which Apple calls the most innovative app of the year. Stick with us.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Tech It Out on the Radio America Network. When your website says your application is quote unquote better than paper, that's a pretty bold claim. Yet that's what we're going to learn about right now with LiquidText, as it's called. It has won several impressive awards. So to tell us all about it, we're joined by LiquidText's founder and CEO, Craig Tashman. Thanks for your time, Craig. Good to chat with you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Our pleasure.
Why don't we start right from the top? Yeah, that's a big claim. Better than paper. Tell us what LiquidText is all about.
Sure. So LiquidText actually came out of my PhD thesis. I was studying how people read and understand long, complicated documents. And what we found was that when people read and deal with complicated documents on paper, they tend to prefer that a little bit over computers. And so we asked ourselves, how do computers help us to read and understand these documents that we work with, anything from textbooks to legal contracts to financial documents? And what we found was, and tons of studies have supported this, that computers actually don't really help us. They're making it worse. This is why like 90% of professionals rather print their documents out to read them. So we dug into why, and we found that computers make it difficult to organize your information. They make it difficult to find context, all these problems. But when we dug in more deeply, we realized that the reason computers make this so difficult is because paper actually makes it difficult. Computers tended to be designed to replicate the experience of paper and just kind of build on it, but they don't do a great job. So they end up inheriting the deficiencies of paper, but without really its advantages. So what we said is we want to create a way on computers to let people really read and understand even better than on paper. And so we can't do it by trying to copy paper. We went back to the first principles of human cognition, human thought. We studied what actually goes into professional and academic reading, and we created something totally new. And when I was running my research studies at Georgia Tech, the people in my human subjects test said, "This is great, where do I buy it?" And I said, "You don't, this is a research project." And then I realized that was the wrong answer. And so we began exploring commercialization. So essentially what we're doing is we're creating a reading medium that makes it easy to read, understand, discover connections, find relationships, organize your thoughts even better than you can on paper.
All right. Because this is radio, maybe you can help illustrate verbally what this looks like. You said on computers, but I think it also works with devices like tablets and such.
Absolutely.
So walk us through what it looks like.
Absolutely. Let me walk you through a little example of it, right? So the way it works in LiquidText is you have your document on the one side, or your documents on one side, and you have your notes, a notes workspace on the other side. And what you can do is you can start by pulling out notes from your different documents, all the different documents into this workspace where you can organize them, group them, and sort them in all different kinds of ways, however you need to. And the beauty of them is they always retain this thread back to their source. So you can touch any of these little excerpts that you pull out, and they'll bring you right back to your source in the original document. Well, that's great, but what if you need to see and compare different parts of a document? Well, we realized that one of the big problems with paper is everything is so rigid. If you want to compare two different pages, you almost can't. So we said, what if you could just squeeze the document to bring different pages next to each other, side by side, so the document could crumple up like it's made of rubber? So we let you do that. And we said, what if you need to see your highlights together? Well, we said, what if you could squeeze the document a different way? And the document would squeeze with just the highlights staying visible. So you could bring your highlights together with as much or as little context as you need. And so we give you all this litany of beautiful graphical, visual, intuitive tools for seeing the important things together so you can discover new connections, make new understandings. But then on top of that, we give you the way to capture the connections that you see. So let's suppose you see an image, a diagram in one document connects to a piece of text in a second document. Well, normally there's no way to express that relationship other than writing notes awkwardly somewhere else. What we said is, why don't you just draw a line from the one to the other? So you can. So you can just take your pen, if you're using a tablet device, or your mouse on a computer, and just draw a line directly from one point in one document right into another. And it's a live link that now moves dynamically as you scroll through your documents, connecting these two locations. And if you ever close a document, you can just tap the link to reconstitute it and bring the other one back again. So you can find those important connections, but when you do, you can now capture them so you can always follow them again later.
And what kind of documents does LiquidText support? Is it like a Word doc? Is it PDFs, photos?
Sure, we support photos, Word documents, PDFs, PowerPoints. We even have a web page import.
Okay, very cool. We're chatting with Craig Tashman, founder and CEO of LiquidText. And this app has won Apple's Most Innovative App of the Year, end quote, award. What was that like?
It was pretty amazing. When we first launched, we got a really amazing level of recognition. And we very deeply appreciate Apple named us an Editor's Choice and Most Innovative App of the Year. And we took it as incredibly gratifying for us, but also just a recognition of the fact that what's been out there for note-taking really has been letting people down. What's been out there for reading and note-taking is slow, awkward, and has a lot of friction. And so that's something that's come along and that kind of tries to reimagine that is just really, really needed. And we're very appreciative of Apple kind of helping helping get that message out.
And if I read correctly, Craig, that this app is now being integrated with Windows devices like Microsoft Surface laptops. What's the significance of that?
Yeah, we're incredibly gratified that Microsoft is now pre-installing a live tile for LiquidText on their new Surface Pro X devices. We're absolutely delighted by that. We so appreciate the support we've gotten from the guys at Microsoft. But what it kind of signifies to me is there's a broader change going on in the way people take notes, right? For a very long time, it's been note-taking has generally been simple, linear, build a list of notes. And you can think of a litany of apps that have that model. But if you think of the way note-taking is changing, there's increasingly this interest in being able to create links and connections, and being able to create a personal web of knowledge. And that note-taking is starting to become a platform, almost an operating system of its own that other things are built on top of. This deeper, richer, more profound notion of note-taking around a personal web of knowledge and activity is becoming mainstream. And the fact that Microsoft put our software, is putting our software on these devices like this is, in my mind, a real recognition of the fact that we are entering a new era where note-taking is really better representing the way the brain works, and rather than just, kind of what was easy to write for computers.
Finally, Craig, how much does LiquidText cost?
It's free to download, $30 for the Pro version.
Okay, so it's free to get going. And what does the Pro version give you?
The fun stuff. It gives you the inking to create connections, all the ink-related features, working with multiple documents in one project, a lot of the most powerful features. The basics are pretty wonderful as well, and we give those away for free.
And the best website to learn more, or do you just recommend downloading it from your favorite app store?
Go to our website, liquidtext.net. You can download it from there or from the App Store.
Craig, thanks so much for your time. Great to chat with you. All the best with this, and congrats.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
You're listening to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. When we return, we're going to dab along with Rockstar Bingo. Stick with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Tech It Out, hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Listening to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS, the company that creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. Check out asus.com/US/radio for more info on their award-winning laptops like their ZenBooks and VivoBooks. That's asus.com/US/radio. Hey, do you like music? What about bingo? Well, the most interesting fusion between the two was created by a company called Regroove Solutions. It's a game that combines songs with the popular social game of chance. Well, joining us on the line to explain what Rockstar Bingo is all about, we've got Matt Longpre with us. He's from Regroove Solutions. Welcome to the show, Matt. Happy holidays to you.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me. You too.
All right. So before we talk about Rockstar Bingo, tell us a bit about Regroove, the company.
Yeah. So at Regroove, we help businesses harness cloud technology. So it's all about turning off those old servers that your IT department manages and help migrate content to the cloud, set up intranet portals, electronic forms, and automation and things like that.
All right. So interestingly, you're not a game development studio per se. But Rockstar Bingo is a new game from Regroove, and it does sound like a great idea. Maybe at a high level, you can tell us what it's all about, and then we'll dive a little deeper into some of its features.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Music Bingo played online with friends. So if you haven't played Music Bingo, basically instead of numbers on your bingo card, you'll see song titles and artists. There'll be a host who plays a snippet of the song, usually about 30 seconds, and then it's your job to guess what the song is, and if you've got it on your card, you would dab it. So in our version, there's no paper. You would play it on your smartphone, and you just tap the square if you've got the song, and if you get a line, call it bingo.
Cool. So is it an app per se, or is it in a web browser on your phone?
Yeah, it's not a download. It's not an app download. You just play in your web browser.
Okay. And I believe that Sean Walbridge, who's the owner of Regroove Solutions, came up with this idea. And he's in a band, right?
He is in a band. So he plays in a cover band. And he had been trying out some various things with his band. He was trying out karaoke with a live band. And then he had the idea to try Music Bingo with a live band, because one of the great things about Music Bingo is you only need about 30 seconds per song. So if you're a cover band and you want to play a lot more songs, it's a good way to do it, because you don't really need to remember how that specific bridge goes or how that song ends. If you can kind of play the intro and the first verse and the chorus,
that's it.
You're pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. So with that in mind, Matt, walk us through how to play. So you go to this website, which you're going to plug, and you get a quote unquote bingo card, but instead of numbers, so instead of like B17, you've got the name of a song, like, I don't know, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. And then what happens next? The host then starts playing music. And if you have that particular song, you tap that square, which X's it off, so to speak, or blocks it off. And when you create a line or two, you win. Is that really sort of the idea?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the website is rockstar.bingo. So if you want to be the host, you would go to that website. You can play for free with up to 6 people. So you can try it out. And as the host, you can see a bunch of playlists that we've put together. So you can just get started right away. You choose one of those. It will create a game code. And what you then do is tell your friends to go to rockstar.bingo and put in that code. So your friends would load it up. They would get a card automatically generated for them. You don't have to do that as the host or distribute anything. And like you say, we would start playing the songs. In the era of COVID, you might be connecting via Zoom.
Right.
A lot of people are doing that for their holiday party these days. But yeah, as a player, you're just listening for songs. You're dabbing the ones, which would be tapping on your screen, that you get. And once you get a line, you call a bingo, and the host will reward you with a confetti explosion.
All right. And I was going to say that this does seem perfect during COVID, because you can connect and have some laughs with your friends, even virtually. But you can play together in one room as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Like you were saying, with like a live band in some cases.
Yeah. So we were trying. That's how the app sort of began. We were playing it. Sean was playing with his band, and we were generating the game cards for anyone who came into the venue. So it was actually perfect when the COVID restrictions were a little less strict than they are right now, at least here in BC. But so people could come into a table at the bar, and we would just call out the game code, and then nobody had to go around to tables to pass out cards and dabbers and things like that. So you could just play, and it was a good way to enjoy live music, because right now you can't really get up and dance or anything. So it gives you something to do at your table while you're enjoying the
So I
band.
can see using a phone if you're out somewhere socially playing this game, but at home you can also use a computer, no? Or does it only work
totally.
Okay, so instead of your fingertip, you may click with the mouse.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, all you need is an internet connection and a web browser.
We're chatting with Matt Longpre from Regroove Solutions about their new game, Rockstar Bingo. It's a great idea. Before we get to costs, and thank you in advance, because I understand you're going to plug a code that our listeners can type in order to get a discount on one of the options in which to play. But for song permissions, are you good with a few seconds, like without having to pay? I don't know why I thought of Bon Jovi, by the way, but I gave you an example of like when you hear like Living on a Prayer. But do you have to pay these artists for, like, how does that work?
As a host, you would have a Spotify premium account, and you're allowed to play up to about 30 seconds of a song.
Oh, cool.
So, which is perfect.
My next question was, how do you host or create a game where you want to, maybe there's no reggae version of Rockstar Bingo and you want to create one, or no hip hop or EDM version. So you can be like the game master, if you will, the bingo host?
That's right. Yeah. With our paid subscription accounts, which start as low as $5 a month, you can connect your Spotify account and you can pull in any Spotify playlist and generate a game that way.
We'll continue chatting about Rockstar Bingo when we return.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Check It Out whenever you want.
We're learning about Rockstar Bingo from Regroove Solutions. We're chatting with Matt Longpre about this, for the most part, free game. There is a premium version that we'll talk about in a moment, and a discount code that Matt is generously offering Tech It Out listeners. But this is a game that fuses bingo with music. It's kind of like Name That Tune meets bingo. But I'll let Matt continue. And I did have a question for you, Matt. Does it automatically populate each square with the name of the song as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you just choose a playlist, and then it will generate the game code. And anyone who joins the game, they get put into a game lobby. Mm-hmm. And you, as the host, accept each player as they come in. As soon as you do that accept button click, it generates the card for them. So you don't have to send them a file or anything like that. It's just on their screen.
So as I mentioned earlier, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a combination of Name That Tune, because you have to recognize the song, as well as traditional bingo. And do you do the full card, or is it always one line or two lines?
It's kind of up to the host.
Oh, cool.
So you can decide what you want to do. The app will basically check when you call a bingo which songs were correct and however many lines that you had correct.
And you can choose as the host if you want to give out a prize, but it's not part of the game. It's up to you.
Yeah, right now that's just up to the host, yes.
Now, you said it's free to get going, Matt, but I know there are some costs depending on what kind of account you want, as you hinted at. So how much does it cost to play Rockstar Bingo?
Yeah, so the free plan is up to 6 players, so you can just get started. But if you do want to subscribe, they start as low as $5 a month. Then you can get up to 10 players a game, and you can get full access to your Spotify account if you have one. It's ideal to have a Spotify premium account if you want to use playback. But we are also happy to offer a code for your listeners, which would be radio, to get a 20% discount.
And that's off of the $50. And what do you get for the $50 version? And thank you for that, Matt. But what's the $50 account for?
Yeah, and then so the premium option for $50 a month, that gets you up to 100 players per game. So this would be more if you're going to run events yourself on a regular basis. You can do some advanced features with Spotify, such as customize the start positions on where a song is going to start playing. So you could, get more advanced and be tricky and have it start at the bridge if you want. So things like that. So basically 100 players per game and customization over the playlists.
Okay, awesome. And thank you again for the code. Using the word radio when you check out will give you 20% off. And that's even on the lower subscription, the $5 a month one.
That's right.
Wow, awesome. Thanks again, Matt. Before we wrap up, what's next for Regroove Solutions?
Well, as far as this game goes, we're really excited to keep expanding it more in 2021. We have some great ideas based on feedback of people who've been using it at their holiday parties and such over this strange sort of COVID times. With everything being electronic in the game, there's so much opportunity to kind of expand it beyond what you would think of as typical bingo. So I'm excited to work on that and make it even more interactive, and hopefully in the next year, COVID will be behind us at some point, and we can get back to doing this at live venues and making a great night of it.
Amen. Matt, thanks so much. Matt Longpre has been our guest from Regroove. The website to play Rockstar Bingo is rockstar.bingo. That's all you need to type into your web browser, rockstar.bingo. Hit enter on your mobile device, like a phone or a tablet or a laptop or desktop, and you're good to go. Thank you so much again, Matt.
Thanks, Mark. You as well.
Well, we've almost run out of racetrack, but I want to just spend a moment to chat about properly backing up your important files in 2021. You may be working from home, schooling from home. It's never been more important to safeguard your important files just in case something happens. It could be a hard drive failure, a nasty virus, a power surge, theft, fire, flood, heaven forbid. I'm thrilled to announce that Western Digital, WD, is an official partner on Tech It Out, and they make some awesome external hard drives. So just keep it in a safe place, not in the same room as your PC, just in case there is a fire or flood. You don't want your laptop to be destroyed or desktop along with the external hard drive. So drag and drop everything over, put it in a safe place, maybe a safety deposit box or a trusted relative's house or another room in the home, just in case. WD.com has some great sales on external hard drives, and you do not have to break the bank. Hard drives or solid state drives, your choice. And of course, the title sponsor on this program is ASUS. Thank you for your ongoing support. They've been with me from the beginning, since July of 2017. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. ASUS, for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. Considering this is the first new Tech It Out show of 2021, I want to wish you all a very happy and healthy new year ahead. Welcome to the new listeners in Rochester and the Finger Lakes area in New York State. Thrilled that you've joined the Tech It Out family. Look forward to chatting with you next weekend about the best of CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. Chat then. Be well, everyone. Ciao.